can you check the YouTube and tell me if the stream is up? Okay. Yeah, it should just literally be the Kickstarter video, like muted with like the music playing behind it.
You woke up different.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first actual play on Onyx Path's publishing YouTube channel for Onyx Path Con 2020, the first Onyx Path Con ever. We are super excited to be here. Before we get started with a very fun actual play, I will let my guests introduce themselves. Don't all go at once.
I choose you, Lauren.
Oh, goodness. Hi, I'm Lauren Roy. I am a writer and freelancer and developer. I have worked on a whole heckin' lot of Onyx Path books, including Deviant the Renegades.
Oh. 1 second. Sorry about that. It seemed I have taken... Alright, we should be good now. I choose Mike. Mike, you go next.
Sure. Hey, I'm Mike. I do a podcast called Darker Days Radio. It's pretty sweet, horror role-playing games and such. And I do a little bit of writing, but not a whole lot. And nothing for Onyx Path, other than community content, which is a thing.
And what about you, Robert?
I'm Bob Batten of 25 years of Vampire the Masquerade, a review podcast that we do on behalf of Utility Muffin Labs. I'm here because my buddy Nathan Seaver abandoned me. And so now I must hold the flag for us at the moment. So, pleasure to be here.
And last, but certainly not least...
Hi, my name is Meredith Gerber. I am one of the freelancers for Onyx Path for social media and art direction. And super excited to play Deviant tonight. And super excited to hang out with new friends. So it's going to be awesome.
Awesome indeed. Alright, so today we're here to play a very special game. A game that has not been released yet, known as Deviant the Renegades. I had to make sure I put the S on it, Renegades, because I always have a problem with that. So, Deviant the Renegades is a new splat for the Chronicles of Darkness system. In it, you play as the Remade. The Remade are essentially once human who have undergone this experiment, this point of divergence, as they call it. This divergence has torn them asunder and has essentially broken their soul to the point where they, on the inside and especially on the outside, no longer resemble anything really to what a human really is. In their heart is only hatred for the ones that had remade them, and unbound and somewhat obsessive loyalty for the people that remind them that they can still perhaps one day be human. Deviant the Renegades is a story about lost hope and, most importantly, cold hard revenge, where you will do anything, including lose yourself, the rest of your humanity, to take vengeance upon those who have wronged you. And I think that's where we'll start our scene today, as we open up outside a lonely rail yard where only the contingencies of a night guard shift are still around. The Deviants, or as they like to call them, the Renegades, have met up outside said rail yard on the orders of their mentor and leader of their group, a gentleman known as Richter. Richter waits in the designated spot for each renegade to show up, and we'll say the first one to show up is Hirsch. Hirsch, can you describe yourself?
Well, absolutely. So Hirsch swoops in from the clouds because the mutation that was attempted to be grafted onto him was basically angel's wings. However, something reacted poorly with his body, ended up with 3 pairs of wings. Some on his legs, some on his back, and some closer to his face. He's an Indian American. with a kind of like a middle age condition, and his mutation also is kind of manifested in some very strange kind of clawed hands as well. So he's very overt in his deviance from normal humanity.
So Hirsch is the first to get there. Richter turns, seeing the familiar shape kind of go into the hiding spot. Who's the second to arrive? Maybe someone a little less conspicuous. Someone with a little bit more mind over matter. Janice, why don't you explain yourself?
Janice is a youthful, androgynous being, completely hairless, dresses in with a nondescript black hoodie, but enjoys eating what apparently is tonight rock candy, constantly dropping the hand and chewing on it loudly as it walks up. Seemably, at any given moment, Janice can be more aggressive, but yet effeminate, or vice versa, having difficulty and sometimes arguing with herself or his self, depending on voice and turns. Janice is also someone who, more than anything, likes to observe people in a nondescript fashion, as if studying them for the first time, very intently. Like it could see right through you, but in reality, anyone near him or her notices it's a loss of self. It's trying to regain something of what it was, as if it can't remember whether it was one person or another.
Awesome. Really great description. The third person to arrive is, when compared to the first two, definitely the most overt. The more mutant, almost more disgusting than the others. Cazador, explain yourself.
So Cazador kind of scuttles up, and it becomes quickly apparent that that's because they're walking on insectoid legs. Big, huge, hulking sort of beetle carapace coming up over. They've kind of pulled a makeshift cloak or a big, heavy coat around it, but it's totally not enough. And they're probably, let's go with like 6.5 feet tall, so they can't just crouch down and, make themselves smaller and less noticeable. That's not happening. But the thing that's either sort of comforting or sort of creepy, depending on how you want to look at it, is they still have very human brown eyes.
Ooh, very creepy. And last but not least, Ash. Explain yourself.
So Ash walks up. She's very reserved and quiet, and she has a lot of decay on her body, but has kind of taken it as her own skin now, and has a lot of different markings, some of them very fresh, some of them very, very old scars. And she has what is left of her hair, some red hair, and she's just rocking a t-shirt and jeans, just trying to be as, hidden as possible. But it isn't afraid to show off, all the things on her arms and on her face and chest.
So you've gathered in this rooftop of this building that is kind of overlooking the rail yard. Was once a business of some sort, but seems to have long become victim to depreciating property value and the hard times of the modern age. Richter, as you all know him, looking at your loyalties and your convictions, you might have some sort of relationship to him already. But Richter is a African-American gentleman, standing at roughly about 6'4". He's definitely a taller man, clad in almost a stereotypical black racing jacket and other dark clothings and jeans, sort of to kind of help him blend in with the night. You wouldn't notice anything wrong with Richter at first until you looked at his eyes. Whereas what you assume to have once been normal human eyes, you see the pupils more resembling of a ram. And then kind of as you go to focus in on him a bit more, you can see just kind of at the above his brow almost a crown of calcified kind of extrusions that are protruding from his head slightly. In the dark, normally you probably couldn't even tell, but as the kind of moonlight kind of dips over all of you, you are definitely able to see that Richter, much like yourself, is not human. He is waiting there, looking at you. So.
Yeah, well, Richter, it seems like we're all here. What's the job? Why'd you call us all here?
Do you remember when I was talking about the big lead a few weeks ago?
We don't recall that.
Refresh our memory.
So, obviously, we've all been wronged by the Retora Corporation. Their experiments, everything they've attempted to do to us, everything they have done to us, well, looks like they're turning things up a notch. I have it under great accurate information that they are preparing to move a large containment of test subjects towards one of their bases. Test subjects that, if we allow them to take them, they will be, some might be remade, but the majority of them won't be able to survive the process like we did.
Yeah.
And I'm not just talking men and women. I'm talking children as young as 10 years old. Those that they have scouted out, thought it would be right for their pens. I'm not going to lie to you.
Have we discovered why they sought to do this to us? Is there any reason as to why this happened to us?
I've attempted to understand that myself. To be perfectly frank, biological weapons, easy sell. But deep down, I think that men like them, they just want to play God, and they don't care about what they create. Still, the money keeps pouring in, and they keep getting to twist the world any way they like it. That is until we come along. Not gonna lie, it's gonna be dangerous. Real fucking dangerous. But I figured, do we really got anything to lose at this point?
Hell no, we don't, Richter. I'm in.
I'm in.
Janice?
You've got me. I'm in.
Good.
We don't understand why we're in, but we're in. I feel as if we're family now, are we not? We're uniquely different.
Yeah.
Are we certain? Are we certain we're going to kill those who are different, though? I want to make certain because I don't have any guns.
Well, realistically, the point of this mission isn't to kill. The point of this mission is to save. He kind of beckons over to the trail yard. In one of these trains, a particular one, which he reaches into his pocket, pulls out a slip of paper. A certain train, 792, will, within the next few days, go to pick up the test subjects. We need to bug the train before that happens, so we can follow it. It's not going to stick to any schedule, and we need to hit it while it's still immobile.
Okay. That's a plan, Richter. That's a plan. Just kind of out of character. Is anyone here in this group good with electronics or anything? Actually, am I good with electronics? I am not good with electronics.
That's a great question.
If you check your sheets, I believe one of you is good with electronics.
I'm good with electronic locks.
That's something.
So
To
if you
start.
get us there, I can get us in.
Don't worry. I sort of, he reaches into his pocket, pulling out a really rudimentary, like, little circular device with wires hanging out. You know, bugs still exist in this day and age. So.
All right, sounds good.
So train 792, we're sneaking in, and we'll all be invisible. And whatever guards are posted will simply let us go and take what we shouldn't be taking, and will let us simply leave.
Gonna guess probably a little bit more complicated.
Yeah.
Well,
We could ask them nicely, but I don't think they're going to be nice.
No, they won't be.
you're a team. We're a team. We got to figure this out together.
Oh, it won't be a problem at all. I can handle just about anything we come across in terms of if it runs, requires anything, really. I can open it. All I need is a worker nearby, someone who can briefly look my direction, and we'll have access. But I've been wondering, all the laws state that that's illegal, Richter. Are we? I'm not entirely certain. I have a lot of questions and probably need a formal education as to what the legalities of what we are now are versus that of our... Are we even people anymore?
Damn it, Janice. We're renegades now.
Oh, renegades, yes. So, right. Okay. Janice will distinctly start standing and mimic the posture of Lash almost perfectly. Voice will deepen and will just seem like, yeah. Renegades, yeah. Let's do this.
You're looking more like a team already.
Yeah, that's right. But I think out of character, we should probably figure out everyone's kind of different like ability sets, basically.
Yeah, totally.
My
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, before we go rushing in there. So we can just pause for a second. So Hirsch is Wolverine, basically. Wolverine with wings, almost. Can beat people up, can grow claws, rapid healing, that sort of thing. So definitely more of a combat character. What about what can Janice do? I'm curious.
Janice is what I like to call Professor X on crack. He's can telekinetically move things, completely take over someone's mind, mimic faces, and link everybody in a hive mind, scan surface thoughts, perfect memory recall, and a complete inability to understand whether she's her Dawson or herself, or they're one and the same, because they are combined. Hence the interest there.
So when you say hive minds, does that mean we can all connect our minds, or is it a more, I don't know, vicious hive minds kind of thing?
As it reads, as I understand it, it's very torturous. So if she chooses to do it, she suffers a form of sensory deprivation and a stasis, if you will. But in that moment, everyone's thoughts are scannable. So if there's a message or communication we have to do, she can definitely force it, but it comes at a cost to Janice itself.
Interesting. Okay. Cool.
Also, expanded on that, anyone under the effect of Janice's hive mind can borrow the skill rating and knowledge of any other person connecting the hive mind once per chapter.
Sweet. That's definitely good. And what about Ash? What's Ash's general vibes here?
Aside from decay, and more decay, I can inflict decay on another person, and that also includes the brain. So I can take out memories. I can remove pieces from the target and also, if struck Mordecai, my blood can be pretty lethal, so that's pretty awesome.
And you can phase through stuff.
Yes, and I can phase. That's the other thing too, because I'm super decay all day. I can phase through things as well.
Oh my gosh, Deviant's awesome. This is such a good game.
I know, I'm having such a good time.
What about and finally Cazador? What's Cazador's skill set?
Cazador looks to be a little bit tanky, and with some specialties in aerial tactics. So what you kind of can't see because they're folded into the carapace at the moment is that there are some wings that will hopefully hold me up. And yeah, it looks like some combat. And also, if we run into some animals that we need to have help us, I can help out with that.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, just to clarify, so my wings don't really work as wings. I can more just like coast and soar and that sort of thing. Just to clarify. So Cazador is much better at flying than my character is. Sweet. So it seems like we can just beat people up, but it seems like we're in kind of a stealth mission here. So I think kind of bringing things back to the main game here. So Hirsch will kind of ponder for a second and then turn to Richter and say, well, we're usually better at a more frontal approach to these kinds of things, but it seems like we should be pretty quiet to plant this device. What do you think if we have Janice kind of scan the area for any thoughts and make sure that there's no one coming our way as we sort of just kind of duck and weave through different train cars until we can find car number 792?
Sounds excellent. Whatever you need to do, whatever approach you want to take, I'm behind you. I'll provide Overwatch.
Oh, okay, outstanding. Cool. So I think this is, kind of Janice's wheelhouse at the moment. I mean, you're going to hopefully get us through this situation with your cool powers.
I mean, want me to go now?
Yeah, we got to go now. Got to
Like,
plant
right.
that to fight.
All right.
Got to plant it as soon as possible.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna go.
All right.
Awesome.
So you guys are all gonna. Are you all gonna just? Janice is gonna exit the kind of building you're in and go across to the trail yard or the rail yard, or is everyone going with them?
Hirsch will
Safety
definitely.
in numbers.
Yeah, Hirsch will stick with Janice, but anyone else, maybe people that can fly, can use their own strategy to get through here, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I will get a higher view and see if I can spot anybody that might be in our way in the meantime.
Okay.
Nice.
So Cazador is going to take to the skies. Cazador, how high are you going?
I'm gonna say let's go 2 stories, just so I'm sort of, people tend not to look up, so I'm going to be above that top of their peripheral vision, so they're not going to be like, oh, hey, what was that? But still close enough that I can sort of spot, whether they're just a random employee of the rail yard, or maybe if they're wearing Retora logo or, something that might be helpful.
Okay. So as the rest of you kind of gather up and start to walk across the street, the ground team, as I'll refer to you, you can see that there are 2 guards at the gate. They don't appear to be armed. They're wearing just the uniform of the rail yard. You can see the shipping company that owns it. As Cazador takes the sky, however, you can see while the regiment in the rail yard, the night shift, is pretty light, you can also tell that there does seem to be a convoy of 3 men wearing what you appear to be different uniforms than the rest of them. They are kind of largely in the kind of center area, and they're talking to each other, kind of pointing around and sending the other kind of guards to other places.
Hey, Hirsch, man, will you hold my hand for a second, please?
Well, yeah, sure.
Thanks. I'm going to use my heightened sense of hearing, which also leaves me sensory deprived, to hear what those approaching guards are talking about.
Okay. So you grab on the Hirsch, and you're going to activate good old. I just have to scroll down. Your telepathy. All right. So, you're trying to hear their surface thoughts?
Yes.
Okay. Good. Interesting. Awesome. I'm just glad we got to finally do this. All right. So what I'm going to want you to do is you're going to make what we call a variation roll. And you're going to combine your... I'm sorry, give me 1 second. I am still trying to find... Alright, so you're going to roll your... Let's see. Your intelligence plus your acclamation, always. As well as... We're going to say the skill is going to be investigation.
Okay. Three successes.
3 successes, awesome. Not exceptional, but still very good. You kind of start sorting through, and it takes you a while to kind of filter through what you would call like the jarbled surface thoughts, the random quick things of like, what am I gonna have for dinner, or I can't wait to get off this job. One of the more interesting tidbits of information you pick up is, I wonder why they're guarding that one train in the back so heavily, and like, yeah, it's really strange. They must be doing something with it. You hear the other guard say, like, I thought I saw them with, putting modifications on the locks. Like, who are those people? You get, bigwigs, company sellouts, corporate chumps, and that's the kind of gist you can get from them.
I'm gonna break it. Just not to stay there that long, and just, yeah, I'm kind of hungry. Think I want a meatball sandwich. Think maybe I'm done with my shift. The shift change is going on. There's trouble in the back, though. There's this new train gig coming in. It's probably people replacing us. Them automated people. You heard about them. They're automated cars, automated people. But they're putting new locks on now. We're kind of just figuring out. I think these guys are harmless up ahead right now, coming towards us. So that's fine. But Cazador is someone, a train car. We gotta check it out. Hirsch, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good, Hirsch. Hirsch, can you tell me what my name is?
Janice. You're Janice.
Janice. Right. I have a brother named Dawson. Okay. All right. Yes. Yeah. We're back. Thank you for holding my hand. Thank you.
No problem. Well, that's interesting. I don't know, Ash. We can't just go through these guys. What do you think? Should we like find a way around or something?
I can check ahead, I think, would probably be the best option. To see if there is any options to go around, if that's okay, and then I'll be right back.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, you seem like you can handle yourself. Can we like go through a fence or something and just get around them? What do you think?
How about I go and check, double check,
all right,
and then I'll be right back.
That's...
I'll be back so quick. I'm gonna be back.
This
so
is your
quick,
wheelhouse.
You're not gonna even know.
This is your wheelhouse, Ash.
All right, Nick. I'll be doing out of phase.
Okay.
To kind of bob and weave, essentially. And I do suffer a point of bashing damage.
Yep.
And suffer the deafened condition.
Yep.
So this is going to be a party. I'm so excited. So I'm going to go up a little bit ahead and just kind of like survey the area. And, not obviously like running through it, but like trying to see like what the best option would be.
Okay, so are you phasing through the fence then? That's surrounding.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. Go ahead and roll me. We're going to 1 second.
Take your time.
I do have everything written down for this. Thank God. Go ahead and roll me your presence plus, we're going to say for that, we're going to say presence plus empathy, and then plus your acclamation. Because essentially, as you start to kind of channel and activate your power, you need to get on the right wavelength of these objects to essentially pass through them.
Okay, wish me luck. So we're gonna see how this goes. Okay. All right. A number of dice, man. Got 3 successes on that.
3 success? Awesome. We're rolling with 3s today.
Yeah.
Yeah, you focus, and it takes you a second. It's never, it's always very painful because you never really come back in one piece.
Right.
But you kind of gently touch the fence, and then you just start to, you can see the fence start to move through you. And to the fact where you can start even seeing that the fence is getting a little bit rusty as you pass through it. You start with one hand, then a leg, and then finally you just go all the way through. As your kind of body starts to re-solidify, you can feel the kind of toll on your heart and on your bones a little bit as you take that bashing damage. And as you're passing through the fence, it usually is a lot worse when it's a lot more like a solid object. But you can hear your ears start to ring. So you're going to have the deafened condition. It's not going to be too crazy because you only had to go through just a little bit of a fence.
Right.
But you can definitely see, okay, if I were to go through something like a thick wall, that would definitely be worse for me. And then go ahead and roll me we're going to say wits plus investigation, just to see what you can kind of find while you're here.
Okay. Wits. Oh, 2 investigation. Okay. 1 success.
Okay, 1 success. You don't necessarily find any direct hole through the fence or anything like that, or a secret path. But you do find a pair of bolt cutters that you feel could easily put to work.
Okay. I'm gonna take those bolt cutters.
Okay.
Those are mine now.
So you grab the bolt cutters, and what are you doing with them?
Gonna use them on the fence.
All right. So you're gonna go back, and you're just gonna. Are you going to the front where they were, or are you trying to
I mean, if I can find if that's a covert location or a more covert location, I'm not gonna do it in if there's lights or there's guards around. If it's got to be a little corner in the dark, that's fine too. And I have no problem passing by and letting them know if I have to move the rest of the team. So
okay. So you go ahead. You all, Cazador especially, you're seeing this all from above as Ash goes through the fence and starts going to town on this fence. It's pretty easy. It's definitely not the roughest job you have, but you're not a master craftsman for sure. But you managed to snap a 3 to 4 foot hole that you can potentially duck or crawl through.
Okay.
For everyone.
Awesome.
All right, nice. All right, Janice, looks like we're going in.
All right, I'll go ahead. Should I just walk? Should I tell them that we're going in?
What? Oh, with your mind stuff? Yeah, just let them know. Just ping them.
You meant all of them and point to the guards?
What? No, Janice, I'm sorry, I should have been more specific.
All right,
just our friends.
We'll just go, and I will do just as you requested. I will let them know that we can go through the gate now.
Okay. So everyone is able to go through the gate very easily, thanks to Ash. Interesting enough, if you need to to contact Cazador. You don't need to be touching them. You could just broadcast that with a successful use of your power. Are you calling Cazador down to join you, or are you?
I would leave Cazador to make that decision. That's the expert flyer. I am a ground-based person.
Yeah, I'll circle on down. I'll figure as long as I haven't seen anything that is alarming up ahead, then go back to the team is a good idea.
And the good news is, because you've kind of been overhead and like looking down on everyone, you can tell the kind of area where the train might be, just due to the extra like presence that's there.
Cool.
So it definitely is an interesting sight to see this like insectoid, half insect, half humanoid type creature just trying to shrug through this gate, obviously with the kind of additives, the chimeric additives.
And trying to be very quiet doing it. Probably not.
But yeah, you all do get through the gate though, and you're on kind of the outer edge of the rail yard. But yeah, you can see the guards within the area. You're kind of safe where you are now because you're hiding kind of behind some sort of like old cart. But definitely kind of going on ahead. You're either going to have to fight through them, maybe sneak through them, or talk your way through. You're going to have some rows ahead.
Which guard do you think isn't the one in charge that looks important? Do you know, Hirsch? You've known so far.
Me? Well, no, not really. Ash, you got any ideas?
I can try to. I'll see. I'll do it. Nick, can I roll for wits plus investigation on that?
Yeah, definitely. You can give me a wits plus investigation if you wanted, or even empathy if you wanted. If someone to do
I'll
that.
take empathy.
Yeah, to see
a little bit higher.
See if you can see whose mannerisms.
Sure. Yeah, 2 successes on that.
Okay. I'll say that. Yeah, definitely. This is a little bit of a harder roll, just because you're trying to kind of determine who's the kind of head cheese without listening in. You're just kind of just looking. But you can you do make the roll, and you can see that there is one guard that seems to be ordering the other ones around, just from like his posture, the way that the others walk up to him, the way the others kind of go up and talk to him, even though you can't hear their conversation. They seem to be like he seems to be the one that is at least in charge of this shift.
Okay, so I point and I go, that one.
Janice is gonna look at that one and is going to body snatch him.
Okay.
Right out the gate.
Just like,
yeah,
I'm into it.
Just cowabunga it is. All right. So yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna need you to make another power roll.
You got it.
So same as before. Do intelligence plus. Let's see. Before you roll, would you roll investigation before is what you rolled?
Before, yeah.
Okay. We're gonna do intelligence plus. I'm gonna say persuasion. And plus your acclamation. Because you're essentially trying to hijack. Or actually, you're trying to steal from them. We'll say subterfuge, actually.
Subterfuge, I like it. It's same die here, and that'll net me 4.
4, alright. Almost an exceptional success. Not quite, but still really good. Body snatching. Now, has Janice body snatched a bunch in the past, or is this kind of a rarely used ability?
Janice, I feel, would have used this to get to know people versus having to talk to them, with the exception of being the Renegades, which that would be rude, and she knows about Renegade culture. So definitely to humans, though, she doesn't consider herself human anymore, hence her issues with the law.
Okay. So you kind of focus. It does take immense concentration, and you do kind of leave yourself open as because you're taking a ride. You look at the person, which you assume to be the head honcho, and you feel your mind drift for a second, and then almost launch like a dart before it collides with their mind. They put up a little bit of a fight. They always do. Before you're able just to completely shatter this wall, and almost like you are piloting a vehicle of some sort, their senses become your own. Their mind become, their surface thoughts become your surface thoughts. And although that you can tell that they can tell that you are the one in control here, and after that might be a problem. For now, you are, until you take a bit of damage that'll knock you out of it. You are the head conductor now. As Jacob is his name, Jacob Thompson.
All right, Jacob, this is going to be awkward for you, but we are in control. And I know you know this, and it's weird, but it can get much weirder, I promise you. For instance, you're not a fence I recently saw dissolve, and that's probably a good thing. But Jacob, before this gets stranger, I want you to understand I want what's safe for everybody out here. Do you want to be safe, Jacob?
Are you saying this out loud as you're talking to him, or is this like an inner...
Oh, yeah. Yes, absolutely out loud.
You get the message and thought of back of, yes, I want to stay safe. Please don't hurt me.
Now, I'm going to assume you know where the codes I have to say. How do your men do... I'll give it a shot. I'm going to say to a guy nearby, we need to do a check of the perimeter you just walked the grounds of. There might be something amiss on the far end. I'm going to stay here. You leave me this guy, and I'll point to a random guy on the left. The rest of you go do the walk and come back. I want to make sure they know that we want to keep our jobs. I know we're all stressed that we're being replaced. We need to keep our jobs. So part of it is make it seem like we're diligent. So everybody gets to walking. You stay here with me. We'll keep house, and that's how we'll start.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a manipulation plus subterfuge, and give yourself 2 additional die because you are inhabiting, you're speaking in his voice, you're inhabiting his mind. For all intents and purposes, you are the boss, and no one should think otherwise.
All right. Two.
2 successes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Not gonna lie, not as much as I thought it was gonna be. But yeah, they right away, sir, and they kind of clear out the area, leaving with the. So you wanted them specifically to clear out the area, and then but you wanted to keep one person with you, correct?
Right. That's to keep the ruse. So if everybody goes, I'm not mysteriously left behind. It seems like it might be an actual thing a supervisor might do.
Okay.
Janice has no idea, but this seems to be what works.
Yeah, and from all intents and purposes, it is working. Only one of the normal guards is left of the shift. You can definitely still tell up ahead that there are a few confused looks from what you assume to be the Retora employees that are looking around. They actually start, one points at you and kind of gives you the come here motion.
One of the employees tells me,
one of the, not your employees, but specifically, one of these company agents that have come up.
Sure. Jacob will head over, make sure he's right, doing his job, looking postured.
What's going on? What's the meaning of this? He starts kind of stammering at you.
Well, currently there's a situation that's just recently come up, and the men are nervous. They're really nervous. And accordingly, I told them that if they just go do some busy work, basically, just have them walk off for 5 minutes and come back, they'll be just fine. They think you're here to take their jobs, but you're going to replace them.
Look, our boss paid our company paid good money to make sure that everyone was doing their job. We're not here to take any of your trail work. Trust me, the company is not interested in that. We're just here for your trains.
And I get it. I do. That's why I'm the boss here, right, for these men. But you got to understand, down the ladder, things get talky, water cooler drama happens. These things occur. It's stuff that we people think about when you're not looking. So what I'm thinking though is that when they come back, maybe you can give a little pep talk to them, let them know what your company's about. That hey, we're on the same team, unity. What do you say?
The one guy looks at the other and kind of is like, is he kidding? But then he goes, oh, you know what? Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, that'll keep everyone, like, actually working. I guess whatever. Fuck. Just kind of turns around and looks at the others like, just stay here. I'll go deal with this. Fucking hell. He kind of murmurs under his breath, and he kind of follows over to the entrance. Waiting for... So are you walking with him, or are you remaining behind?
Yeah, I'll walk with him to kind of give that provided opening. I want to try, though, I'm going to tell Hirsch, because he seems to have been kind of being take-chargy, that I don't know what I'm doing, Hirsch, is the message I'm going to send. I'm just sort of playing it by ear. They're spread out. I figure we can deal with spread out.
I do think how Janice is just regurgitating every like line they've heard, like the men are nervous and such. But yeah, the telepathy is still up. You get that thought in your head, Hirsch.
Yeah, definitely. So I mean, my thought going back is okay. Janice, you keep him busy. I'll carry your body around, and then I think I need to talk to Cazador and Ash a little bit over here about our strategy going in.
Sure, we'll talk.
Yep.
I don't know about
okay.
what.
Cazador, what do you think?
Well, here's the thing. I don't know how helpful it will be, but I do have a little bit of pull within Retora itself. So I don't know.
Excuse me?
Yeah, to what extent I'll be able to, if we get past the guards, order people around, but I'm going to be real conspicuous going into that point. I also don't know how great I'm going to be at talking to them, but I can loom real good.
Yeah, I think that might be loom. I think that might be a good fallback plan right there, but I think we want to go in there quiet-like, right, Ash? And we probably don't want to leave any bodies behind.
No.
We don't want this to be like the Chicago incident. All right. Should we just try to stealth in? Just do stealth rolls and see if we can make it there and just see what happens?
Yeah.
We've got an opening, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
If you're sneaking through, go ahead and give me dexterity plus stealth.
Oh, mistakes were made. I am not stealthy. Let's just do it anyway. I will spend some willpower, in fact.
Okay, awesome.
That's a thing.
That's a thing.
Can you explain for the viewers back home what willpower allows you to do?
Willpower gives me extra dice, I believe. I'm just checking that because I haven't played Chronicles in a little while.
So specifically, yep, once per action, willpower will give you +3 dice to roll.
Yep, all right. Cool. That is right. I don't have a whole lot of willpower, but let's just do it.
Now, you all moving as one, or are you going one after the other, like Scooby-Doo style?
I'm going to be slower than everyone else because I am also carrying Janice's body. So I think we should go in individually-ish.
Yeah, that's smart.
Okay, so Hirsch is first.
Okay, I'm going in. It's get a little re-roll there. That's a solid 2 successes.
Okay, awesome. Even with the additional difficulty of, carrying a full-size person on your back, you easily kind of get low, and you almost get caught. One of them looks over, but you go from empty train to empty train until you are at the back. And when you get here, give me a... specifically, I want a... I almost said wits plus awareness. I was like, this is not vampire. Give me another wits and investigation, please.
Sure thing. That is 3 successes.
Cool. You can tell where in the area of the guards you see kind of on one of the trains specifically is the number stencil of 796. You have located your train. All right, who's going next?
I'll go. We're just doing just a regular stealth roll at this point. Because I don't personally want to keep bashing myself to move quickly. So, preferably I'd like to save that. So, what do you want me to roll for that?
So you show up to stealth and give me a dexterity plus stealth.
Got it. Which is pretty okay. Right. I will take those 2 successes.
All right, cool. You're a little bit more graceful than Lash is. If Lash is like a roadie run and just hoping that, or Hirsch is just a roadie run hoping that he doesn't get caught. Ash, you're definitely much more graceful with it, much more like a spy. And eventually, you find yourself slamming your back into the kind of train that you're hiding behind, and seeing Hirsch and Janice, and
awesome.
they could tell you where the car is, the train car you're looking for is, so you don't even have to worry.
Awesome.
All right, Cazador.
So I don't have stealth, so for obvious reasons. So I am going to pull some willpower so that hopefully I don't totally blow our cover.
This is going to be a little bit more difficult for you just because of your appearance.
Yeah. Hold on, I've got 3, and one of them is a 10, so I get to re-roll that, yes?
Oh, okay.
Well, that's another 10. It's just the 1 extra, right? Or I don't.
No, you can keep re-rolling 10, so.
I'll take it. And a 9. Is that a total of 5?
5 successes. Wow.
Nice.
Exceptional crits.
I have iron willpower, apparently.
Whoa. Yeah.
Not only do you
put my mind to it.
Yeah, you push through, and with the grace of I would say you don't even do what the other 2 do. You crawl across surfaces, use your wings to get quick little flutters and boosts as you move across the top. You don't even get to where Hirsch and Ash are. You are well perched on the train that you need to be, behind the guards. That's how great you get. You are in a great tactical position.
Sweet.
The guards are none the wiser. They are sitting there, kind of talking to themselves. Like, how long do we have to keep sticking around this shit operation before we have to worry?
I'm just hoping my heart's not pounding so loud that they turn around and hear that. There's a part of Cazador who's like, I do not know how that happened. I do not know how that worked.
It really is like a horror movie where, the camera, we see the 2 guys standing there, and just up above them is Cazador. So yeah, what is the next move?
Who has the tracking device right now? Does Richter still have it?
Richter gave it to one of you. I assumed he would have gave it to Hirsch, but if we want to say that he gave it to Cazador, I'm all for that.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Of course he did.
That's cool. Yeah.
Of course he did.
To Victor, who just started in the chat, yes, this is a world. Well, this is Chronicles of Darkness. Originally New World of Darkness, but Chronicles of Darkness, it is a supplement for this game system.
Yeah. So I guess Cazador, work your magic with this device.
I will put it. So did Richter tell us where an optimal place to put it is, or just plant this?
He didn't, but you would assume inside and inconspicuous.
Okay. What is so I'm perched on the top of the train. Mm-hmm. What do my potential entrance points look like?
because they are the train. The doors are all unlocked. Like it's open. It's an unused train, and it's in a rail yard. So I don't assume there would be extra security on the trains themselves. If you want to scuttle into one of the cargo holds or the kind of like, it is like one of those supply trains. So it's got a passenger hold, like a few passenger cars, but not really a lot. But the majority of it is cargo.
Okay. Yeah, I will duck inside quickly. Make sure that the guards are looking the opposite direction, and swoop down inside and put it somewhere that looks. Are they completely empty inside, or are there some packages and things that I can stick it behind, or even some equipment?
So surprisingly enough, something that looks to be like retrofitted, for like more like fitted for this train specifically. You can tell they're new additions. There is like what looks like benches. Like when I mean benches, I mean the worst form of benches, like metal slabs that are just bolted to the sides of the cargo hold, where I guess you can kind of imagine that you would just be able to sit a bunch of people.
Okay. Yeah, I think I will go for underneath one of those in a corner. Kind of as far against the wall as it can go.
Okay, so you're going to just go and you're going to, gently or firmly, I would say, probably just press it against.
Yep.
You see the sticky glue that's on the tracker kind of connect, and you give it a little tug to make sure it's not going to come loose, and you see the slow kind of like slow strobing red dot that to you indicates that is on.
The dot isn't obvious in the dim.
Oh no.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's very minute, just enough to be like, okay.
I was gonna say, good question. That's a really good question.
Just checking.
No, yeah.
Just checking.
You're leaving the cargo hold and you look back and you're like, why is there strobe lights in here? Like,
Damn it. Now I got to get the goog on and ply it off. No, so yeah, I will make my way carefully out. Cazador doesn't really know how the telepathy thing works, so they're just kind of going, it's done. Hello?
So, before you make it out of the car, I'm going to evoke something. Specifically, your amnesia scar that's attached to one of your variations.
Ooh, okay.
As you're looking around at the cargo hold, something kind of gets you about this place. And all of a sudden, it is like a flashback come back to life. You replay the scene in your head. It's almost like watching a movie like that's playing out in real time in front of you, like a stage play. You see yourself, and you can remember yourself standing there in the cargo hold when it was full of people. But these people are shackled, but you're not. You're standing, disfigured like you are and grotesque, but you're within a proper uniform. You can feel the stark white coat on you, and gloves that sort of give you a semblance of your, humanity, but you don't feel the shame that you might have felt now. It almost feels like this is all I've ever been. And next to you, you see a woman with blonde hair in a militaristic garb, and she is shouting orders out the men as they're just huddling more people onto this train. You see a firearm at her side, and she looks at you, and as you see her face, you recognize this is Eloise. This is the one of the people that was your mother's right hand, alongside your mother and your brother. And you realize that this train, the situation that there's about to do, you helped do this before. This is just one out of many times that they have enacted this. And as you come back, despite being emotionally unavailable most of the time to others, you feel guilty because it is just eating up your heart, and you might even feel a tear or something.
Yeah. Gazador is going to get real quiet. Like, just whatever minute noises they may have been making beforehand just totally stop. And, not really engaging at the moment. They're processing.
Mm-hmm. Janice, because you're probably reading everyone's surface thoughts, you feel that guilt. And I feel like everyone, the guilt is so strong, it's beginning to wash over everyone, just slightly.
Janice is gonna just see where the guards are at, making sure they're where they need to be, but is gonna ask because just to make sure I have clarified, there were the typical guards that I ordered to walk off, and then one of the special guards was upset about what's going on. I walked off with him.
Yes, so there's literally only 2 guards left, and then of course the body you're riding.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna say candidly, like, hey Jacob, I really want to let you go, but this is all contingent. You understand that, don't you, Jacob?
You feel, what do you mean?
Well, I mean, here I am, here we are, and then here's this guy, and he's a complete jerk, and I'll look at the guy who came with me. This guy he might as well be a corporate leg breaker. I mean, naturally, you saw what I just saw, didn't you?
What? What? Yes, he's an asshole.
Okay, but finish that out. If he's an asshole, then what are the odds that everybody else that work for him aren't? Right? I mean, you're a nice guy, Jacob. You care about people. Your guys seem normal. But this guy is just weird.
I just want to be let go.
Jacob, I want to let you go. Jacob, I really do. You got to give me a reason, just a simple reason, that I can make you as safe as possible while making sure that I'm safe as possible. You understand what I mean, Jacob?
Yeah, go ahead and give me presence plus persuasion if you have it.
Don't have persuasion. Subterfuge. That's about it. Tell you what, can I use willpower?
Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Okay.
So you get extra 3 dice. Say, because you're not really trying to manipulate him or lie to him, so you're yeah.
A 3 again.
Awesome. Yeah, he as you're sitting there and just like I want to let you go. Something like he kind of gets still for a moment, and then you, okay. I'll just walk out of here. I won't cause a scene.
That's good, Jacob. Understand though, if you do, I'm trying to protect you. If you change your mind suddenly, it's going to go bad.
Look, just let me go, and you won't see me again.
You're a good man. You're a good man, and I will just gently let go of Jacob. No need to shock him.
Yeah, it feels like you're easing off the brake of a car, and you feel yourself like slowly that pull back as it gets faster and faster, and you shock right back to your body. And Jacob, because you're a little bit more gentle with it, he looks down at his hands, moves them. The guard kind of looks over. He's like, "So, am I giving this pep talk or what?" And Jacob just looks over. He goes, you know what? I think I need to go. I'm not feeling too well for the night. You guys do what you need to do here. I'll be back." And then he just walks off. Preferably never to come back for at least the rest of the night.
Good deal. Chance to look at Hirsch, who's still holding her.
What? Yeah?
Kiss Hirsch in the cheek. Thanks, babe. And we'll stand up.
Oh yeah, welcome back. Hey. So did you read any more thoughts? It's kind of a weird feeling for a second there. I don't know. Were you like experiencing something with your
I know.
your mind voodoo?
Kaz needed us. That's all I cared about. She's going through a moment.
Oh shit.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Well, do we need to get him out of there, or?
Well, I was a completely other human being for a bit, so I'm just back here in your
Yeah.
protection. What do we need to do here?
I don't know. I mean, if Kaz is in trouble, we gotta get them out of there.
Just go.
Ash, what do you think?
And as you're just talking, you hear someone go, I don't know what. Do you hear that? What do you mean? Do I hear that? That's something like. Is something in one of the cargo holds? No. Just go check it. I'm gonna go check it out. No, you go check it out. Yeah, fine. I'll be right back. He goes, you got your gun? Yeah, I do. Don't worry about it. Just make sure no one comes past this. And you see him start to slowly slink towards the cargo hold where you assume Kaz is.
Shit. Shit. Ash, we gotta go in there.
I know. Let's go.
All right, let's do this.
I'm the trail behind both of them because I'm Janice, who is actually fragile.
Right.
Yep. So yeah, you So you're just rushing in. You're like.
Yeah, the jig is up. I'm going in.
All right.
Yeah. At this point.
As you both start walking in, the guard looks at you, and he immediately starts to go for his gun, but he is definitely caught off guard if you want to try anything. I'll give you one action before, as he's like, stop!
I'll use telekinesis to hold his gun in the holster.
Okay.
Love it.
Great, yes.
Amazing.
And Hirsch has a leap ability, so he can just basically instantaneously leap forward.
Yep.
Quite a few meters. So he's just gonna basically pounce on this guy and attack with his cutting lash.
All right, and then Ash, what are you doing?
I am gonna kind of stay back and wait a second because I want to be sure before I use my superpowers if I don't need to. So I'm gonna hold back.
Start blowing up stuff or start.
Yeah. Start decaying everything in this place and leave. Yeah.
unless you're like, please hurt me. Just like. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and so he's gonna try to, as Hirsch, you jump, and I'm guessing you're extending your blade-like arm.
Yeah, precisely. His arm basically morphs as he's jumping into a long spear, which will hopefully impale his target.
Awesome. So as you're jumping, he goes to pull the gun. Go ahead and give me, Janice, give me your power roll to see if you can get your telekinesis off.
That is 4.
Awesome. Yes. You pull off your finesse, and he goes to kind of pull, and he can't. He's like, what's going? And it's just too late before Hirsch is on him. Hirsch, roll your attack. Hit.
All right, we're going in.
Yep.
Come on, Hirsch.
Defense is going to be 2.
Okay. Let me remove 2 dice then from my dice pool. Okie doke. That is a solid 1 success.
Okay. That's totally fine though. It's a success. It's still actually. Wait a minute. Yeah. All right. Because armor means nothing to you. Yeah, you cut into him, and I believe. Give me 1 second. I need to read this right. Yeah, it hurts. It's you kind of like he immediately gets knocked down from just the force of the blow. Even though it doesn't like kill him or anything outright, he still he takes the lethal damage, and he cries out in pain as you pin him to the ground. And for that, we're gonna give him he's knocked down because he's definitely
Awesome, and it hurts every single time I unleash my my cutting lash. So I'm gonna take a beat because the pain is gonna hinder me for the rest of this combat scene.
Yep. Awesome. So yeah, it's every time you do it, you actually feel your flesh morphing real time, and it's something you don't really ever get used to. So
Yeah.
I'm going to say because of this, you're not going to be able to retract your weapon, and you're going to be stuck with your weapon in this guy because it's too, your arm's kind of locked up and stiffened up because of the pain. It's gotten ahead of you now. The other guy turns around and he, looks over and he goes, "What the fuck?" And he kind of gets his gun and he kind of aims up to fire. Ash, did you want to do something?
Now's a good time. Yeah, since he's proven that we're not going to dismantle him. So, about how far away am I?
You're about a good, 15, 20 feet, but...
So, yeah, so I'm not, super, super far.
Yeah.
Okay. So, checking really quick. So there's so many options.
I know.
I'm just like, oh gosh, which one? Which one do I get to do? Okay, so what I am going to do is, so can I use Gentle Lash,
Okay.
which is going to, you generate and expel the effects of decay itself on others. So I can strike any target regardless of distance. So
yep, dexterity plus firearms, -2 for their defense.
-2, okay. That is 3 successes.
Awesome. That's great.
I'll take
Now,
it.
Give me roll me a 1d10 and just give me what the result is, please.
Okay, sure. That is a 9.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so you kind of focus out. What does your decay look like to you? What does that look like in action?
See, I see it personally. I mean, because there's no distance. You know what I mean? The distance doesn't matter. So essentially, just more so like an arm stretch type of deal. So all that decay comes kind of shifts forward to do the said slash. So that's what it looks like to me. So hopefully,
Awesome.
That works.
The effect is instantaneous as he, specifically, he doesn't do anything right. He goes to shoot, and then he shakes for a moment as you see his legs buckle, and he just drops prone to the ground. His bones, you can kind of feel literally decaying under your ability, where you're to the point where he has the most major arthritis pain that he could probably ever muster, and he can't even get up anymore. And he's like, I can't move my legs. I can't move my legs. Definitely.
Oh god, I was gonna say I just shrug. I was like, sorry.
He's gonna aim over and he's going to make a shot at Hirsch. Because it is a firearm, it's not going to have no defenses against it. But he's going to take some penalties because he's not expecting that.
Oh, it's all right. I can take the shot.
All right. Oh. All right. He gets 1 success. You're going to go ahead and take 2 lethal damage.
Cool.
As the shot kind of goes and hits you right square in the shoulder. But clean exit wound. It's not going to matter to you probably soon enough.
Yeah.
It kind of shocks you back, but then he kind of drops his gun as he kind of goes for his legs, trying to feel for them. I was going to say at this time, you hear the gunshots, Cazador, and it's sort of even though you're still feeling out of it, it kind of shakes you awake and out of your system, and you realize that there is a fight going on outside.
I will peek out. Is it right outside?
Oh yeah.
The thing. I'm going to kind of scuttle up to the top of the train car there, and give myself some height and dive straight down, just kind of barrel into somebody.
All right. So are you just throwing your body at someone, or are you specifically using your stinger?
Why don't we use the stinger?
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So you got two targets. You got the guy that Hirsch is on, and then the one that Ash has conveniently made a wheelchair-bound man for the next couple weeks.
Is he the one that was shooting?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, I will go for him and try to sting for the arm. Try to get the gun out of play.
Okay. So because he is prone, you're going to gain an additional 2 dice, so you're basically going to negate his defense. So
Okay.
just roll me strength plus weaponry.
Okay. That is a 3.
Awesome. Now, in your mind, does Cazador have like a thorax that the stinger comes out of, or is the stinger more like something that comes out of like their back? Or
I think comes out of the back. It's like the wings. You don't see it if it's not in use. So it sort of unfurls. Like think of it as sort of like curled up and around, and it just kind of comes down. And
yeah, this is definitely might be for some of you the most terrifying thing you've seen all day or all night. As Cazador descends, this insectoid monster, like landing, kind of perching on top of the second guard and just stabbing the stinger right into the chest. Surprisingly enough, the damage does not kill the guard, but you see the guard kind of seize up as he is poisoned as well as immobilized, taking both those tilts. And you can see the muscles kind of contracting like you would, if you were to receive actual venom, and stiffen up, and soon, like, all you can see is the movements of his eyes kind of looking around wide in horror before he passes out from the shock of it all.
kicking the gun away just in case.
Mm-hmm. That leaves one person. Hirsch, what are you doing?
Well, my spear arm is stuck in him, so I'm gonna try to wrench it out. I'm sure I probably stabbed him around like the shoulder.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try to wrench it out, and if this works out well, maybe I'll sever his arm off. We'll see.
All right, I'm gonna say for that's just brutal right there. So yeah, go ahead and give me I want to say like even strength and I'm gonna say strength and brawl for this, just because just because like it's rough.
Yeah. Now, does he have any defense against this, or?
No. This is particularly like you're just he can't really.
Yep. All right. So I go to tear through his clavicle, and I got 3 successes.
All right, just you feel like you almost give it like a cursory tug, like, and you feel the resistance once, you feel it a second time, and then sinew, blood spraying everywhere. It is definitely the second most horrifying sight you've seen today. As the spear is wrenched free, and the man, not necessarily completely severed, but is hanging on, but nothing more than shattered remnants of bone and kind of fleshy strings, as the spear kind of emerges covered in the gentleman now on the ground and probably bleeding out, his essence all over the spear. Yeah.
Nick, do you think that at this point my alternate persona might take over?
I think so too, because I think this is the time to invoke your alternate persona where your murderous side can emerge. Go ahead and give me a scar resistance roll to get through this. I'm gonna say roll me your composure. Let's say composure plus resolve here.
It is,
unless you want to just
probably
get into it.
Let's try to do the roll. Let's demonstrate it just for
Yeah.
the listeners out there. So scar resistance is going to be my resistance stat,
Yep.
which we'll go with composure, which I have 2 dice for, plus my acclamation,
Which is 0.
which is 0. And is there any instability at this point?
We'll say not at the probably afterwards, but we'll say not just yet.
Right. All right. So let's just roll the 2 dice and see what happens here. And that is 0 successes. So
All right.
murder side has taken over.
You all can actually. What does that look like to you? Is that there a physical change?
Maybe a little bit. Definitely a contortion of the face because the this corporation tried to make me into some sort of an angelic being, but instead it created a monster. Maybe this is more like a demonic visage to my face at this point. And of course, just bloodshot eyes take over.
Yeah, and you feel the intense urge to kill, leave no survivors here.
That's right.
So what do you do?
I'm going to find that next. Are there any other guards around?
There is the one that is now running back. The one more of the corporation.
All right. I start leaping towards him, using my wings as kind of propulsion. He's probably too far away though at this point, but I'm heading towards him as like kind of my movement action during this turn.
Yeah, you see that the rest of you kind of see everything that the kind of battle's pretty much played out, and you probably could get out of here if you wanted to, but you're looking over and it seems like Hirsch wants to keep going, and it like a bat out of hell is bounding leaps to this last person. Janice, you are oh no, you're actually back there. So the 3 of you, what do you do? Are you just gonna let this happen? Do you want to leave? What's your go around?
Just double checking out of character. We didn't get what we needed to out of this train car yet, right? We're trying to get the train 796.
Yep, you did do the plan, yes.
Okay. I'm gonna let the Cazador. So Did you plan it? Are you doing okay? I mean, Hirsch is not okay, but are you okay?
I'm okay for the moment. The things planted, that's probably going to be a problem.
Right. That'll be a problem. But like, that's my Abilla buddy. I'll go get him. Can you? It's planted. I'm gonna go get him. Janice will awkwardly start to run after Hirsch.
Okay. So you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna kind of it's gonna be you're not gonna be able to catch up to him by the time he gets there. Ash Cazador, is there anything you want to do?
I don't know if I'm any faster, but I will at least run alongside Janice.
Mhm. Same. Yep.
All right. So
don't split the party.
Right.
No, that's always good. Okay. I'm gonna say that Hirsch, you're gonna get there first, obviously. Go ahead and what's going on?
Hirsch only can just the red mist has descended, and Hirsch will make another leaping attack towards this corporate agent, an employee of the corporation that changed him, and it's. Oh, I'm sorry. What's his defense? Two. Defense?
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry, I keep forgetting that. So the roll is. I got a single 10, so I'll make another reroll. Nope, just 1 success.
Okay. So yeah, you have 1 success, so you're going to apply. All right, cool. You ignore armor, and this time you don't pin him to the ground, but you cut through him. A little bit with the spear, or you stab kind of past him, grazing him on the side. He's going to kind of get out. He kind of aims his gun, and he's going to take some proper shots at you this time.
Sure.
All right, he's going to only be able to deal you 2 lethal damage again. like
Okay.
the other one, as he's going to take silencer kind of going off and, striking through. We're going to say not through the shoulder because I feel like that would be redundant. But yeah, you're going to take him like through like the side. But you're just so it just doesn't matter to you.
No, it doesn't. And you can see that one of the previous bullet hole is started to seal up a little bit as the rapid healing takes over.
Okay, yep. So you're going ahead and you're starting to, you heal what? One bashing or one lethal per turn, correct?
That's correct, yep.
Okay, awesome. So yeah,
Yep.
One of those lethals immediately is already starting to kind of knit itself up. And is this very obvious to anyone watching?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
So he kind of like takes a step back with pistol. He's like, stay, because you're full, like full blade on. Stay away from me. Stay away. The rest of you kind of get there in time, but are you going to, you kind of are behind Hirsch as he's nearing this final guard or employee, I should say.
Janice is good.
Oh, go ahead.
Janice is going to rush past Hirsch if she can, and the whole point is to collide with the guard. The point is to be a body shield at this point, and to sort of scream out because Janice ultimately, again, has an issue. Doesn't have an issue with renegades being renegades, but they originally said we couldn't shoot people. The assumption is that we don't want to kill, so she's going to try to help Hirsch by getting in the way, and hopefully it snaps him out of it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And Cazador will try to get close enough to get an arm around Hirsch from behind and just pull backwards.
Ooh. Can we get a grapple roll? Give me a grapple roll.
Say.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say. If you fail your grapple roll, I'll give it a try. Teamwork.
What am I rolling here? I forget.
You are going to roll. So I'm just making sure that I have the right rolls here. So it's on the. All right, so you're gonna roll strength plus brawl minus defense of Hirsch.
Let's see. I do not have brawl, so I will spend another willpower to grab some dice there. And then what was the defense?
4.
4. So I am rolling 1.
1 is in just 1, or 1 is like a chance die? Okay.
One is in 1 die.
Okay.
And no successes.
All right. You try to get around him with your body, but you can't. Hirsch is just a raging bull, and I think here, Hirsch, why don't you go ahead and mark me a medium instability?
Oh yeah, okay. That is definitely a good call at this point.
Because you're definitely not in control of your faculties. Now, remind me, Janice, what are you trying to do?
So Janice has no expertise at all in brawl, but does have a lot in terms of manipulation. So the goal is to seem what maybe the guard in some weird protective fantasy would have to save the day, like a hysterical person who might have seen Hirsch go do this is like, oh no, run for your life, and try to collide with them to provide confusion, but also to get him to possibly catch Janice and thus be in the way of Hirsch's attack that was impending.
Okay, well, I'm going to say go ahead and roll me manipulation plus subterfuge. We're going to go against, we're going to say, why don't you, Hirsch, go ahead and roll me resolve plus empathy, and plus you get an additional die because you can understand that this is bullshit. That Janice is not actually failing for your lie detector. Janice is not actually falling into you. They're just trying to stop you, and you don't want that.
Yep. A lie detector, eh? All right, pretty good. 3 successes for Hirsch.
That is exactly what I have myself.
Ooh. And tie goes to... I actually don't remember in Chronicles of Darkness.
I believe it's Defender wins ties.
I was gonna say I think it's a 97% sure it's defender. But
Because
don't
it's
trust
always
me.
because it's always defender win. I feel like every system is defender wins ties. So yeah, Hirsch, you are the defender. So if you want, you can literally just shove Janice aside.
That might be what happens, but I want to see what Ash does. Because I think Ash gets a chance.
Yep.
Well,
If
I
Ash
don't
even
want.
wants to do anything.
Well, I don't
Ash,
want
you
to
can just
decay
stand back.
you. Yeah, I don't want to decay you. That would be bad. That'd be a bad time. Let me think. No, I'm not going to stand back. That would be silly. I'm opening my sheet and it's like decay. And I was like, no. I don't want to hurt him. Let me see. Would Nick, you can say no to this 100%.
I think I know what you're gonna say. Yeah.
Can I use the memory thing
Yes.
to can I pull that out?
So you want to erase the two before the battle.
Good
Basically.
call.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Lobotomy.
and thus
Yeah.
subverting the good old Hirsch out of his murderous persona. Yeah, go ahead and I'm gonna say that's a Scar finesse roll though.
Okay.
So we're gonna go ahead and for that, we're gonna say your ability is gonna be manipulation.
Okay.
Plus, let's say plus persuasion. You're trying to persuade the.
Those are good choices, Nick. Thank you very much for giving me high choices.
It's one of your things that you can do.
I'll take it.
And
I'll take it. Okay. Good. Can I roll it?
Yeah, go ahead and roll it.
Okay, awesome. I have 2 successes.
Okay. And then I want you to go ahead as you do this. Roll me a scar resistance roll for your scar attached to this variation, tabula rasa. So go ahead and give me a. I'm gonna say for this one because I think this is the better. Give me resolve.
Okay.
Plus your acclamation. And I believe, I think that is it, correct? Yes.
Well, my acclamation is 0, so we're off to a good start. Not good at all on that. So.
What did you roll?
For that would be. Hold on, let me pull it up. Basically, all my rolls are under 3. So, you want me to go through them? I can.
Yeah.
Okay. Because with that would be like 3 die, right? And so that's 3, 2, and 1.
Okay. So, you're going to be able to You're going to actually be able to pull the memory of the last couple minutes out of Hirsch's mind.
But at what cost?
Indeed. I'm going to say you're going to... Because you're also going to lose some of your memory as well in this. It's going to be quite unreliable. We're going to say you're going to lose your memory of ever entering this place.
Oh, fun. I'm so excited.
Not to the point where you don't remember your fellow renegades, but...
Okay, but I'm going to be like, I don't know where I am.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah,
okay, sweet. Go ahead.
Hirsch, you feel your mind clear as all of a sudden you're like, what was I doing again? Did we plant the bug?
What the heck happened? Did we plant the bug? Why are there bodies here? I assume that Hirsch still keeps his instability.
Yes.
Because he's not stable at this point.
Oh no, not at all.
Yeah. What? Why am I covered in blood?
Where are we?
What happened to our heads?
Think maybe the smart thing would be to get out of here and we can explain it somewhere not here.
Okay, but
Let's
where is
regroup.
here? Okay. All
We're in
right.
a rail yard.
Sure.
We
Okay.
did the thing we were supposed to do,
All right.
and
Cool.
a little extra.
All right.
Let's go the way that there aren't any people.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure where that is. Look around.
We can't just leave all these bodies here.
Just to check, Nick, is the guard dead that I collided with?
No,
Or is he
the third guard is still alive.
Oh,
All
shit.
right.
Wait, he has a gun pointed at us, too.
What Jan's going to do, because she's right in front of him, and they're talking, no, you're fine. Because all Jan's going to do is telepathy with him and let him know your gun will do nothing. It is better to put it in your own mouth and pull the trigger than to not pretend to fall with me right now as if you're unconscious. And then what I'm going to do is flash the image of Cazador spiking the guard that she just took down and flash the image of Hirsch getting shot and still mauling the other two.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna say,
Woo!
go ahead and roll manipulation plus intimidation if you have it, because that's a scary image.
Yeah, I'm glad we're playing a rated R game here.
I will willpower that. She does not have intimidation, but
Yeah.
feels he does.
You can also, I don't know if you noticed that, but if you read your Malcolm ability, you have an expendable pool of 4 skill dots that you.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, that you can cash in at any time. Now you can only expend them once per chapter, so only once per this one shot. But
what I will do is use 2 of them.
Okay.
For combination. We'll do it that way.
All right, instead of the willpower or including the willpower?
Including the willpower. Let's
All
just
right.
make it work.
So you get it for the rest of the scene. You suddenly, you remember Dawson was pretty intimidating. When it was just your brother.
I'm cursed with 3s today, so we'll just take that. That other 3 is just going to kick them out to me.
All right, cool. Another 3. You know what? That's enough. He falls with you. He doesn't give it a second thought. He to the point where he's just scared. Drops the gun. And he is kind of cradling up. Don't hurt me! Don't hurt me! Don't hurt me!
All right, we got a cross supposed to play dead, but all right, yeah, cool. Yeah, we won't hurt you. Not a problem. We'll just take the gun, and we did it. I'll hold up the gun with 2 fingers.
Great job, Janice. Really diffusing that situation there. I still remember what the hell happens. I don't know. Did they hit me with something? Did they hit me over the head?
No,
it's fine.
It's really weird. I hear combat dumps adrenaline in the body, and it makes it amp up. And maybe with us renegades, stranger things can happen in self-defense. And it just so happens we got to get out of here instead of have a conversation right here, right? We just go now.
We can't just leave these bodies here.
We can.
Yeah, we can. It's fine.
What? No, we can't.
No one will notice. No one will notice. Everything's fine. We'll be good.
Hirsch, it's weird. This body may get up later and decide it wants to drink and eat food all on its own, and then it'll find others and help them likely, and we could just go. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but if we just leave the bodies here, then maybe they'll look for the device.
Oh, he would have to know about it, and if you say that louder, then we'll have to kill him. Mm-hmm. And trust me, he doesn't want to die.
Yeah, I don't want more bodies here. Wait, no. Can Janice, can you do some mind stuff to him to make him think something else happened? I don't know.
I already did.
We are set to go. We gotta go.
Okay, whatever. Fine, let's get out of here.
We're gonna quickly move on to the next scene. Just ending the scene. You get back to Richter. Richter's well, that probably could have been better, but you did good. Good. Yeah, I'm proud of you. Yeah, and we'll end that scene here. We're gonna go into our last scene of the night. Kind of skipping ahead just a little bit. It's a few days later, actually. So go ahead if you have rapid healing. We're gonna still say you still have that instability. Hirsch, you're still recovering from all that jazz.
Sure. Sure.
However, you have healed all your lethal damage.
Oh yeah.
Anyone that's had bashing, we will say they've healed it as well. And you were currently in a you're currently all cooped up in a in just like a Toyota Prius, driving alongside what it seems to be like a lone railroad track, where you have tracked the train that will be hopefully going down this track soon enough. Who is driving the car? Is it Richter? Is it one of you?
We'll have Richter do it. He probably has more
Yeah.
dots in drive.
Yeah, I was going to say, who has the most dots in drive?
All right, Richter is driving the car. He looks towards you, and he's kind of like parked on a hill. He's got what appears to be his phone hooked up. He's got GPS going. As you see, the train is coming any moment now. It's been a few days. You can assume that the people are on board. He looks at you, and he's kind of like, "We need to get on this. We need to get on this train. We need to stop it, and we need to save the people on there." Does that sound good?
All right. Yeah, let's do it. Are we going to stop the train, or are we going to try to jump onto it as it's moving?
Well, he looks at his car. I don't think we can stop it by driving this car into it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But we should go in pairs. I'll get onto the train. Don't worry. Just you two pair up and figure out how to get onto this train.
Sure. I mean, I can probably leap onto it with my soaringness. Ash, maybe you can like do some cool phasing trick, maybe? Have you ever tried that before?
A phasing trick? Sure.
Yeah. First time for everything, right?
Of course, a moving phasing trick, too, mind you.
Yeah.
We'll
And
give it a go.
then, I don't know, like Cazador, Janice?
I mean, I can fly onto it. I'm just wondering if maybe I can carry one of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, there
I'm
we
gonna
go.
fly with Kaz.
Yeah, you could definitely, if you wanted to. It might slow you down a little bit, but you could definitely carry someone. You have the strength for it.
All right, I'll do that. Hey, who wants to fly?
I do.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think Janice needs the help. All right. So we'll find a convenient like overpass or something,
Yep.
and we'll just phase, jump, and fly onto this thing.
Okay, I'm not even going to say roll for that just because that's just like a cool image in my head. As we get into the little finale of this here. Good old Ash, you kind of just pass. Do you pass through the train itself, like landing inside the train?
I would assume that's how it would look, hopefully.
Okay.
I hope that I don't just phase straight through it on the other side, and then we're going to have a bad time. So, yeah,
Alright.
just phase in and then drop.
We're gonna do a little interesting mechanic here that
Okay.
is not actually in the game, but something I like to call, as any GM like to call, highs or lows. Highs or lows,
no.
Mare.
Let's say highs, so I feel a high jumping in there.
Highs, okay. And as you kind of like fall through the train for a second, you quickly get yourself back together and not phase, and then you kind of do the 3-point hero landing, or your variation of it. And yeah, you're in an empty cargo hold. One of the empty cargo
yeah.
holds. Yeah, you did not just drop into the guards. At that moment, your good old Hirsch, you're leaping onto the top of the train car, I'm assuming.
Yep.
And Cazador, are you going to take Janice? Like, particularly, what part of the train are you going for?
Let's go up toward the engine if we're trying to get the train to stop.
Okay. Cool. So we got we'll say that Hirsch is right above Ash as you hear the boom, something landing up on top of you. Probably a little bit of an indent on the roof. And Cazador, you're going to fly Janice towards the engine room, which you can almost guarantee is going to be filled with guards. Richter himself, the way he gets onto it, he simply makes a running jump, and as his momentum carries him, he just keeps running straight ahead to what you seem to be actually towards the back of the train. So yeah,
What a badass.
Probably not actually as cool as like Ash has probably had the coolest entrance, but he does
it's
it his
definitely
own.
Ash.
He does it his own way.
Yeah.
Richter's no chump. So yeah, what's next?
Well, I think Ash is inside already, so let's see what Ash does.
So I'm gonna go.
All right. So you're just trying to go to the cargo hold where you would assume? Are you going to the back of the train, front of the train?
Back of the train, front of the train, front of the train. I'll say front of the train.
Front of the train. Okay. I will say you do remember, if this would influence your situation, that the cargo hold, the way the train was engine room, passenger hold, cargo holds last.
Okay. Awesome.
So, all right, you're going to the front of the train?
Yeah.
All right. So you're opening up door to door. You can actually probably keep one of the doors open, and then Hirsch can literally just jump down if he wants.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Yep. You get to one of the doors where you see a not necessarily armed guards, but you do see a familiar face. Because I believe you have all of these people, every one of you has this person as a conviction. You see the familiar blonde woman who doesn't seem to have aged a day in her life. You see Eloise, the reason you are who you are. Dressed in like an officer type uniform, with a gun at her side. Plus, you all know definitely has some manner of variations on her. She is more remade than probably all of you are. And cut to Cazador. Cazador, you easily land. You and Janice, I'm guessing, in between the cars because it's super good flying. Go ahead though and roll me specifically. Roll me dexterity. Plus athletics, and go ahead and you can use your aerial tactic if you want to.
Awesome, I will. I think that would have been a better roll. Hold on. 3.
Okay, so you are able with great. It's difficult, but you're able to get pretty far up towards the engine room, a little farther than where Hirsch and Ash are before the train enters into a tunnel and smashes you against the walls. And you land kind of darkness overhead as you're in between cars. Kind of on the other side of this car, you see the car behind you. The car in front of you, you can see the familiar kind of looks of like these armed guards. But specifically, they're carrying accompanying them are these dogs of some sort.
Oh.
Vicious looking creatures, like larger dogs with these snatching, gnarly teeth, and sinew still dripping from their kind of maw, to the point where there's and they have what appears to be a scaly hide as well. You can easily identify these as manticores.
Mm-hmm.
Manticores.
Animals that have been specifically remade. And you know this because one of your specialties is manticores. So I literally would just give you that. And here, you're like, this is what they use in Retora. These are, their lower level of remade. They're not as strong as you, but they can be almost as deadly.
So, have I possibly picked up, or even if I don't exactly remember seeing it, do I maybe randomly recall a training word?
Nice.
Go ahead and I'm going to say roll me intelligence plus animal kindredship.
Okay.
And then go ahead and give me your specialty for manticores to see if you specifically can remember kind of in their biology. Yeah.
Yeah. 3 again.
Okay. You know that there's not they specifically have trainers, and it's more not the command word, but the voice. Something that you do know, however, is that you can talk to manticores. Not only do you secrete back when you were with Fertora, you trained with them as one of their trainers. You can actually, because you have the voice of the wild merit, you can legitimately talk to them, and your pheromones as well.
Right. So I am going to definitely make sure my pheromones are, making me read as Voice of the Wild does, sort of doubly making me read as one of them. And sort of the scent of the guards around them, that's what they distrust. And I'm trying to communicate to that to them, that these are not your friends. We are your friends. And you should come here where it is safe with us, because they are not safe.
All right, go ahead and give me. So you're activating your pheromones, you said?
Yep.
So go ahead and give me a presence plus persuasion.
Okay.
And you're gonna get a +2 bonus, because you are not only are you using your pheromones, but you are communicating to these creatures.
Okay. I do not have persuasion. I am gonna spend. I do still have a willpower to spend.
Awesome.
So I will do that. 5.
Exceptional success. To
Yep.
the effects of pheromones, they treat you as if you've had possessed half your presence, which is, I believe, 3. So round it up. So 2 in status, which is going to add to your other status of 3 in Retora, making you, in their eyes, the pack leader, the top of the food chain, as it were. They sniff you, and it's almost like a sickly sweet smell. Even the guards smell it, because it can affect humans as well.
Mm-hmm.
And the guards kind of look around, and they're like, "What?" Kind of murmuring to each other, like, "What is that smell?" Such and such. And then all the dogs, or the manticores, they start barking. And they're and when I mean barking, I mean loudly barking, and to the point where you've heard, there's a dog barking, and then what a manticore sounds like is the mix between a dog barking and someone screaming.
Oof.
So it is loud and cacophonous, to the point where Ash and Hirsch can hear it. Janice, it's very disturbing to you. And even Eloise turns, and you can hear her screaming, "Shut those mutts up!"
Are the guard? Is there a clear engine room or a conductor or whatever the control panel is for this train? Can we see it from where we are?
From a line of sight, you can definitely see it's in the next car over. So you would have to make it through the first car, the car with the manticore and the dogs, or the manticore and the guards.
I would like to ask or I guess order the manticores to make room through the middle, so that Janice and I can get through to the other side.
All right. In a gory scene, all it takes is one bite. One manticore to leap up onto the guard and bite into their arm, before the rest of them descend on them like the hunter hunting the hunted. Each guard is akin to 3 different manticores, and they are quickly overtaken, as to the point where you can't even see anymore, because blood sprays the. I'm gonna say you take a minor instability.
Yeah.
Because you have. Even though you don't see most of it, in your head you realize you just condemned that entire train car to a horrific death.
Yeah. And part of that is Cazador's I did not give that command the way I intended to, and that's gonna weigh on them a little bit.
Actually, I'm gonna say give yourself a medium instability, because I think that's definitely more intense. We're gonna switch over to to Hirsch. It looks like that we lost.
No, I'm still here.
Oh, you're
I'm
still here? Cool.
Yeah,
Awesome.
just camera's off just for a quick second.
All right, no problem. All right, we're going to go back to Hirsch and Ash. What's going on?
Oh, shit. So we're right in front of Eloise, or
Yeah,
we're
so
just like...
if it's Hirsch and Ash, Eloise, Janice, and Cazador, the now bloody mess, and then the engine room.
Okay, if I'm right in front of Eloise, I mean...
That's a conviction.
She ruined my fucking life.
Yeah,
She ruined my life.
It's party time.
I've got medium instability. We're going in. So first thing, I activate my arm blade, and it hurts a lot. I'm going to take a beat. And how is the pain of my blade going to hinder me in the next scene?
You're going to definitely take a -1 dice penalty to all your attack swing with it. And you're not in the right state of mind. You need to kill this
I'm really
thing.
not. I'm really not.
Yeah. To risk to leave this fight without trying your damnedest to kill Eloise would cause you to take instability, because that is your conviction.
It is. So arm blade is out, and we're gonna try to do another leaping attack because I'm not directly in front of her. So just leap in. What is the defense of Eloise?
Eloise is boasting a 4 in defense.
I'm gonna spend a willpower to get some extra dice here because it's a one shot. Why not?
Yeah.
And the roll goes in, and actually, all right, gotta do a little reroll or additional roll. That is 4 successes.
Nice.
Okay, yeah, you get to her and you strike hard. She takes a few steps back from the force itself, almost catching the spear from her hand as it goes into her chest slightly. She's taking that damage, and she looks at you and kind of like blood trickling down her mouth. Looks and meets your eyes and goes, hello, subject C-393. Nice of you to join us. And then she reaches her hand back, which morphs in front of you, becoming this dangerous maw, almost like the hand gets like teeth kind of coming out of like the fingers, and forming into this giant hideous mouth. And what is your defense?
My defense is 4, as I say, Ash, I fucked up again.
Yeah, and she is going to go to town, or attempt to. Ooh, yeah. Okay, cool. With 6 successes, she's going to. You're going to take 3 aggravated damage as she clamps down with the most impunity to the fact where you're partially. Go ahead. Actually, no. I think this is just gonna go through. She's partially grappling you right now as you're contained in this maw.
Oh yeah. Well, not only my spear is stuck in her, and her maw is in my the side of my torso.
It is. It feels like you're inside a Venus flytrap.
Yeah.
You're like, I've seen Little Shop of Horrors. I know how this is going to go. Yeah. What are you doing, Ash?
I'm gonna send this broad to the Shadow Realm at this point.
Nice.
So I am going to. I'm gonna deadly. No, I can't do that one. I'm gonna gentle lasher. So that's Dex plus firearms plus or minus target's defense.
Okay, so 4.
4. Ugh, yikes. Okay, I'm gonna do my best. 2 successes.
Okay, 2. Okay, with that, all right. So, go ahead and you're going to roll me a random tilt, I believe. So go ahead and roll me a d10.
Okay, roll it. That is an 8.
Ooh. So
I'm waiting for these to not go well. It's coming.
Okay, wow. Yeah, you get the, you managed to stun her.
Great.
With the decay, as, the decay is slowly eating through, her arm, to the point where even though she's still locked up with Hirsch, she stops from the pain as she looks over. And go ahead and give me a straight wits roll really quick.
Okay.
Ash.
Don't do a start. It's 3. Okay. No successes.
Awesome.
There it is.
Wait, I need to quickly... Yep. I just need to quickly look at this really quick.
Sure.
Because I need to see the effect of what happens when something turns to something else. You're going to take a major instability as you feel what you can only assume like a claw rip into you. Actually, no, a horn kind of bash into your back, dealing 3 lethal damage to you. And the kind of arm comes around you to kind of hold you in place. And you hear a familiar voice go, "Nothing personal," as you realize you've just been attacked by your friend and mentor, Richter.
No!
And your loyalty has just betrayed you. Who was once your guardian angel that saved you from all of this is now another person that you need to kill.
I will send both of them to the Shadow Realm my next turn. Continue. Everyone's going to the Shadow Realm at this point, including us.
So also remember, if you keep using your ability, though, you are going to take a penalty on your next turn, because it does need to be used on cooldown.
Yep.
And we're going to switch over to good old Cazador and Janice. You are seeing this display of fighting in front of you, and you also hear. Actually, no. Both of you can give me just a straight up wits investigation roll as well. See if you actually hear everything going on behind you.
1 success.
Would you say this would be? You said wits investigation, not perception.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. I'm at 2.
2? And then
Yes, sir.
What'd you get, Cazador?
Just 1.
Just 1? Okay. You can tell that the fighting has started both of you can tell that the fighting has started in the car behind you, but you are not aware of the Richter incident just yet. Hirsch, you are currently contained in the mouth of Eloise's arm. So I will say you don't even hear it, but you do hear... I'm sure, Ash, you give a gasp, or do you say anything as it kind of happens?
Yeah, aside from shock, yeah, just being nothing too dramatic.
Okay, so Cazador and Janice, what is your next play?
So we can see Hirsch being a little shot forward, as we'll call that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that this is the perfect time for Janice to via telepathy. I'm going to I'm going to amalgam first the final 2 into Brawl, of which then I'm going to increase, if provided Hirsch lets me, his fighting ability based on what I've seen from Cazador as a justification. Very primal, very instinctual. Plus, try to trigger his murderous half, i.e., remind him of what he could do as justification for the 2 Brawl increase. And just give him that edge.
All right.
Provided you want, I have to ask your permission when donating Brawl.
Can you do weaponry instead?
I gotta think of... Yes, I can. That's a good barter. I can... we'll do weaponry instead.
Okay, if
All right,
Cazador
cool.
doesn't have... so you can give Cazador's 2 weaponry over to...
Sweet.
Hirsch's 4. So you're trying to incite that. You do have to make another roll for it.
This is all natural here. I am out of willpower from last one, so...
You are sensory deprived as it's happening.
That will happen, and I got it's a 10 in there.
Oh.
And that's 6 successes.
Oh, wow. Okay. I feel like in this, we go to like the inner mind of Hirsch, where, it's almost like, when someone's mind's that black, empty space with like the water underneath, and you see Janice appear in front of you and just slap you in the face, kind of like a mental slap, just with the whole get angry. We need that.
You got to get mad.
And yeah, that's going to trigger your alternate persona. So if you want to resist, you can make a scar resistance roll, but you don't have to.
I think for the sake of the story, we're riding with it.
Good man.
Heck yeah.
Now, Kazador, what are you doing when this is all going down?
I am keeping a lookout. I heard Eloise's voice. Yeah, because she said shut those mutts up earlier. So
Yeah.
I know she's on the train. We can see that she's with her. Yeah, so I'm going to keep my eye. I'm going to try to tamp down my own rage towards her and look again towards the engine at the front and just make sure the way is clear to try to get this train stopped.
Okay, yeah, you definitely see the way is clear. You're gonna suffer an instability trying to turn your back to Eloise though and get to go forward.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things where I'm like, oh, I want to go. Nope, mission, but nope, and yeah, it's gonna take some psyching myself up, but I'm gonna turn away.
All right, so I'll say you take a minor instability to force yourself, because you're not full on leaving the encounter, but you are saying this is not what's important right now. As you see your other 3 fellow renegades go to work, and you're just trying to get through. So there's just a mass of bodies there. So it's not really a roll. Like the Manticores let you pass, and the guards are in no position to kind of get you through. So we'll say you spend your turn kind of navigating through the gore. But actually, let me see. You have check your merits really quick. Okay, so you're not the one with tolerance to biology, which is the one I was looking for. Go ahead and give me a composure plus. No, yeah, just give me a composure roll.
Okay, and I haven't resolved my guilty condition, so
Yeah.
I think I'm actually at -2 composure still for the moment.
All right.
So I'm just rolling 1, and no success.
All right, you start vomiting from just the amount of gore that is in this room.
Yeah.
Which for a bug like you, not very pretty.
Oof.
It's gonna take you some time to get through because it's intense in here, and you have to. You're lucky, your pheromones aren't like a concentrated thing, or else that would have dropped, and you would have been in a lot more world of hurt.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go back around Hirsch. What are you doing?
All right, Hirsch is in a really bad spot right now. So he is going to retract his spear and attempt to do a targeted strike in Eloise's throat. Now, she has quite a bit of defense, and I'm going to take a penalty striking at this this target. But if I spend a willpower right here and I get this nice bonus, and I'm overcome with a murderous rage, I think things might work out here. So I just had to do the math here. So I have a 10 dice pool, -4 for her
Defense, yep.
defense, yep. -1 from my beat that I took before. -3 from the target, because I'm assuming target head is probably correct.
Oh, yes.
+3 from willpower. Everyone, let's see if this works. There is one success.
Okay.
You might have to saw. I think there's a saw action called out.
You get her. You don't kill her, but you definitely deal a good amount of damage to her, and you blind her in one eye as the spear goes through and just eye squick cuts through, and she cries out in pain. She is not a happy camper, let me tell you. As she kind of looks at you, because your head's still in the maw, so you're almost like blindly trying to get through at this point. But you manage to land that lucky shot as you can just hear her like scream through it, and she's gonna start chewing on you more.
Ah, jeez. Okay, that didn't work out well for me. Let's do it. Let's do it. How much damage do I take here? I recover nothing from my rapid healing because this is aggravated damage.
All right, and what was your defense? Is still 2 or 4?
4.
Yes. Actually, that might help you out a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna take 1 aggravated damage as she attempts to kind of chew on you, but she's weakened. She can't get the proper grip. She can't see where she's at right now. She's very vulnerable attack, and she's hurting.
All right.
Ash, what are you doing?
Melt her.
Because you got
Obviously,
the
crowd is smoking.
You got a horde in your back.
Okay. So we're gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna go for Gentle Lash again.
Okay.
I know I got a penalty, unfortunately, but I'll do my best. And then, what was her defense for?
Yep.
Okay. And 1 success.
Okay. You're gonna go ahead and so you got 1 success to roll your power. You took that penalty 1.
Mm-hmm.
So what's gonna end up happening now is go ahead and roll me another d10.
Just a straight D10.
Yep.
2.
2, which means
Yep. It's not a 1.
It's not a 1. Hey, that's something.
It's something.
Oh, damn. Okay. Yeah, you have beaten down Eloise.
Heck yeah.
She drops to the floor. Like, she can't, she, like, immediately releases the grapple as she kind of stumbles back from Hirsch. She's bleeding. Her defenses are degrading. You can tell that, like, even her arm, there's chunks missing out of it that just seem to have melted off from what you've done to her. She gives you, like, this sickly look of just pure hatred on her face. But then, the person grabbing you from behind is going to attempt to go ahead. I'm going to say specifically, I just need to look at the roll.
I forgot he was there.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, we got Eloise. It's over. And then
He did it, yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine. We'll take care of him too.
What's your defense?
My defense is looking for it. 4.
4. All right. Okay. He gets 1 success to do what he wants to do. He is going to grab you. Now that he has you in the grapple, you're still in the doorway of the train, right?
Yeah.
And he is going to throw you from the train.
Cool.
Sweet.
Would you like to attempt to hang on?
Yeah. What do you want me to roll for that?
Give me dexterity plus, I'm going to say athletic. I will. Yeah, dexterity plus athletics to see if you can just manage to grab on at all.
Okay. I'm pretty sure. Oh, I do have athletics, so hold on. No successes there, so here we go.
Oh boy. You are, unfortunately, Ash, you are thrown from the train.
Cool.
as you kind of fall out, and the train's moving pretty fast.
Cool.
You collide with the ground, and we're gonna say, all right, this is actually very important. We're gonna pull one more of these. Go ahead and give me highs or lows.
Okay, well, I picked highs last time, so I'm going to go lows this time.
Okay, lows?
Yeah.
All right.
A little variety.
Ash. Yeah, I hate to say this, but you get up, you think you might be safe, but you're not able to manage your body, and you smash against the train.
Oh, no!
And are just scattered to the wind in
All right.
As you kind of go underneath the other side. I think only really Janice can see this.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
You don't even see, like, you don't even really see it. You see Ash go off the side of the train, and just this horrible wrenching noise.
Well, Nick, now that brings us an interesting question. Because if I'm able to see her, is it possible I could have telekinetically helped her stay in?
You could have done that
if that was the case.
Yes, if you would like to do that, you can definitely try.
Of course I would. I didn't think I could see her, but absolutely.
I appreciate it.
We will try.
I'm fine if she is smashed on a train or hanging out with y'all. Whatever works best.
Yep.
That's 4. How's 4 work?
Okay. What's your favorite limit, Ash?
One more time.
What's your
Nick,
favorite limb?
My favorite limb? I will say my left arm.
All right. So the sickening gore that you hear, you look over and you are able to hold on, but not without payment to the blood gods.
No.
As your arm is ripped from your body and you are severely bleeding.
Oh no.
Ugh.
And I am noting it. Sorry, go ahead.
You're gonna get the. I believe there's actually a condition for or tilt for missing limbs.
Hey,
Yeah.
thanks for saving me. I appreciate it.
Hey, it's worth it.
You're bleeding profusely, but Ash did not die.
Yes, it's something.
And maybe with the right variation, Ash could grow that back in the future. But as of now, probably not. We're gonna go back to Cazador. Cazador, you vomited through your way through the train, but you have gotten to the engine successfully.
Excellent. So how does the engine itself, is it a lever that you can throw?
Yeah, it's like one of those
stop the
like
train?
yeah, it's not like an old school
time.
train. Yeah, no, it's definitely like a newer train where it's like got the brake and everything.
Yeah.
It would take a little bit of just knowledge and knowing how to break it. Of course, there's always the option of hitting all the buttons and hoping that works.
I mean, they're there. They should be hit. That seems, yeah. I'm looking at Cazador's talents, and if it's not a lock, I don't really know what to do with it. So I'm just going to start smashing the buttons on the console.
Okay.
Everybody, hold on.
Give me academics and crafts with your engineering as a bonus to see that you just don't immediately kill everyone on this train with you.
I do have 3 in academics. I do not have crafts.
No, okay. Yeah, yeah. I said I also got the wrong sheet. I was like, yeah, I think this person can do it. Oh no, yeah. Go ahead and roll. What do you roll?
So if I'm smashing buttons, I guess strength.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me Well, it's pretty easy to smash. But I'm trying to think what it would be. Like, just give me a straight intelligence roll then. Let's see if you know. Like, just see if maybe I can find the big button this is breaking.
I mean, something's got to look like emergency stop or.
We're gonna say this is a difficulty 3 though.
Yeah. So all right, straight intelligence. That is a 2.
Okay. So, you start smashing random buttons. And you feel the train give a lurch as you feel the engine kind of back up. You hear a loud banging noise. And you feel the train lift up for a second.
Ooh.
Before going into the process of derailing. Everyone on the train, go ahead and give me dexterity plus athletics. Or strength. So, actually, no. Strength plus athletics to hold on.
Nick is sense deprived. Is there a handicap there?
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. It is. Yeah, go ahead and you're going to take probably a -3 to your dice pool. I think that sounds about right.
All right.
Yeah.
I was going to say I have one arm, so like, is that at all anything?
I got a 0 somehow.
Oh no!
Sorry, friends.
I'm sorry. I'm supposed to be good at this. Maybe arm rack would be a good tilt to use for.
Yeah, definitely for sure. As
Yeah.
it's just like a what did everyone roll? Just like loose cigarettes. 1. All right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So
one.
0.
One.
Okay. So the majority of you are going to be able to hang on. You're going to all be knocked prone, just as the whole train derails. But good old Hirsch. Fortunately, they never say how it is, but it be. You're gonna take, I think you're gonna take arm rack. Definitely, you're trying to hold on what, one arm, or no? It's a train derailment. It's both arms. Yeah.
I have nothing to hold on to.
Yeah,
I'm just going flying. Just give me the bashing damage. Just hand it over, man.
Let's go ahead and roll. Yeah, you're gonna take 5 bashing damage just as you're beaten up as the whole boom, 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 boom.
Ooh, and that is Hirsch down for the count.
Oh.
Knocked unconscious as just bang, bang, bang. Eloise, on the other hand, she flies towards the wall and splatters across it as as you can see, like, her head smashes into the back of the glass. Blood sprays back, and the kind of trail partially derails. Most of the back part's still probably fine, doesn't like go up in the air or anything. But when everything comes to, there's just dust, like a little bit of fire, sparks raging everywhere. It is bad. And the only people that are able to get up, Cazador, you kind of like are able to launch up from your spot. Janice, you also are able to get up slightly, but you're all pretty hurt. Like, you all feel hurt, and then Ash as well. You see the unconscious Hirsch just tangled up in one of the seats with like one of the poles over him.
It's my turn to carry him. As Janice will go over to do just that.
Ash, you notice as Janice is going to get it, you see Eloise. She is pinned between 2 bits of train parts that have pinned her to the wall. She is bleeding out of one of her eyes, her head, everywhere. She looks like she'll be down for the count for a while, but she is just trying to grasp, trying to get herself out, but she is pinned.
Sounds like a her problem.
So, what do you all do? As you're just in this wreckage that probably will not be safe to stay in.
We gotta
Go back.
go.
Yeah, go back towards the passenger hold, helping anyone on our side out, and try to get anybody that was in that compartment out.
Okay. So you're going to go ahead and do a shift the hold. Something you notice Richter is gone. You don't see his body. You don't see it seemed when the train started to derail, or when he thought he finished off Ash, he simply got out of there. A person to be hunted sooner rather than later. You get to the cargo. Are you starting to heal your bashing damage, by the way, Hirsch? Is that something that might be happening?
Yeah, maybe. I'll have to read through the rules. But for now, I'm unconscious.
Okay.
It's gonna be a couple minutes of me being unconscious.
Yeah. So, Cazador and Ash and Janice, you get to the cargo hold, opening it up, as you see the variety of like men, women, and children that they have been holding, like literal 3 trains worth of people, hundreds. Some of them are bleeding. Some of them need immediate medical attention. No one appears to be dead right off the scene. And you're looking outside. What you can see of the outside, you're in the middle of nowhere, in a cold forest with dark clouds overhead that might be raining down on you soon on this abandoned railroad track. What's the first thing you do?
Because there's wounded already in here, and one, make sure they're free to move about, those inside, and that's after I set Hirsch down somewhere nice and hopefully padding of some sort to let him recoup as we set everybody else free.
Okay.
And then I would say number 2, Cazador, is any of this familiar to you? You had
Yeah.
I hate to
Cazador
be rude.
Looks immediately guilty. Yes. I've been here before, or somewhere like it. I was not on the right side of things. Thinking of from what I remember, if there's anything coming up about where the train is headed, where we passed through, trying to make that a useful memory, I guess, to see what might be nearby. Is there a town within walking distance? Do I know if there's a river so we can get water, or somewhere that we could take shelter?
I'm gonna say just go ahead and give me a just straight up intelligence roll. Or no, it's straight up intelligence roll.
No successes.
This place, maybe once you knew what it was, but as of now you don't.
Yeah. I don't recognize the terrain. I'll keep thinking. I have to remember something, but I think right now we just get everybody out in case there's any. I don't know if there's anything explosive on the train, but if there is, let's get them away from it.
All right, that's sound advice to me.
I'm down for that.
So, as you begin to make your way and kind of ferry everyone off the train, I'm assuming Hirsch's body as well.
Of course.
Thanks.
The kind of last thing you see as you kind of get everyone out of there, everyone's confused. They're wondering what's going on. They're asking what to do next. Before the train kind of starts to slowly set on fire from its damages, the last kind of mental image you have in your head is you seeing Eloise give what appears to be her last breath and then pass. So all of you can strike that conviction from your sheet.
All right, good.
As well as the new conviction that's on it.
Yeah.
Well, specifically, it's probably only there for Ash so far, since I don't know if Ash has told anyone about Richter yet. I don't think. think they've had the time.
No.
But for Ash, you know what happened. But Richter's gone. Everyone's around. Hirsch might be stirring awake soon, but will most likely require days and days of rest and medical attention to get through all that activated.
Yeah.
With it, though, you have successfully stopped a new batch of victims. You've stopped potentially dozens of more remade and hundreds of more graves. Even though this is just one train of many for Ratora, you've lightened the harm just a little bit. And for a Renegade, I think that's really all you can ask for at the end of the day.
Go Team Renegade.
Yeah, good job,
we did
guys.
That was
And,
Yeah.
and we will end the chronicle here.
Woo!
Oh my gosh.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, really solid characters. I'm definitely very impressed with Deviant overall. It has a very, very intricate character creation process. And
Very complicated.
once you have but Nick, you kind of did that for us. And once you have the character in front of you, it's just smooth sailing, which is definitely awesome to see.
Yeah. I also love that like everyone has their like very own special thing that they do. And it comes in, for like every scene, someone needed to do something, and there was someone there who had that ability. So that was like really cool and worked together cohesively. So I'm into it.
Yeah,
I love it.
I love the scars. That's definitely my favorite part of this system. Just the amount of... Because someone was saying in the chat that this was actually a good way to get people interested into playing like superheroes, which I feel like is kind of what happens when people read Renegades or Deviant. But I would say it's the scars that make you not the superhero. Like it's the you could as stated in like the Onyx Path podcast, they were like, yeah, you can build Superman if you really want to, but to imagine like the amount of scars you would need to like you basically be dead right away.
There's a lot to look at these sheets where like just Janice alone, where it's sure you got telepathy, but look at the sensory depth. What does it mean to be in somebody's thoughts suddenly? It's not like she was trained, or he or she they were two people that melded into one to become that, and had to sift through personas and what that means. That's clearly not a well, depending on how you choose to play it, which is what I like about it. Anybody's going to grab this character and have a different take, and I actually think that's a bonus for what goes on, and speaks a lot to the powers and how the character build goes, because it's more about the story, but the teamwork that comes from it as well is like you said, Meredith, is awesome to see that laid out scene to scene.
Yeah.
And
and I like how even the abilities that where Hirsch and Cazador both had cutting lash, but they manifested in such different ways, I think is one of the cool things about the system too, that you can have the same scars and variations, but they're different from character to character.
Agreed.
Yep.
Yeah,
a lot of options.
It definitely is a when I got the Kickstarter manuscript, I was like, this is like a different beast in itself. So I thank all my awesome players for sticking with it. I know I didn't get the rules 100% right, or even probably like 80% right, but it was very fun to play, and I loved how you've all brought those characters to life. Just through everything you did. Like I did not half the stuff. I was like, because I know like I think that's the best part is when you're just surprised all the time, especially by Wow. Like I was like, Janice was the last character that was written up, and I was like, this stuff would be like a fun one. But you, Bob, you took it to the next level.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Definitely awesome.
All right.
Yeah.
So is there anything anyone else wants to say about final thoughts on Deviant before we kind of end this up?
Thank you for running it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Nate.
thank you.
You did a great job.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, good stuff, Nick. And just for like anyone that's watching, any listeners out there or viewers, you can still actually back and pre-order Deviant through the backer kits. That's definitely something to go check out. That's I just had the website up, and it is backerkit.com/project/Deviant the Renegades tabletop. Just Google it and you should be able to find it. And I'm really excited to play this again in the future.
Buy that
Definitely
hardcover because it's got beautiful art in it from what I've seen of it so far.
From what I've been told,
Yeah, really great rules. Like different because different game that I feel like a lot of people have played. I think will be because when you get down to it, it definitely is more of a campaign chronicle. There's a lot of stuff I wasn't able to show off here. The way that instability is kind of like sit in your mind, the idea of conspiracies as a whole, and that you can take down one conspiracy, but there's another one. There's a man behind that chair, and etc. So yeah, definitely give it. Onyx Path has made some great stuff here, and I will allow my fellow players to sign off on their plugs if they so do want to. Let's start with Mike.
Yeah, sure. So, hey, I'm Mike. I do a podcast called Darker Days Radio, which is a tabletop horror role-playing game podcast. Been going on for, like 11 years now. Darker-days.org, a lot of great stuff. A lot of Warhammer, a lot of Vampire, a lot of Chronicles of Darkness. And we'll definitely be talking about and doing a full review of Deviant real soon.
And didn't Darker Days just release a new book of some sort for Chronicles of Darkness?
We did. Thank you for reminding me to plug that. We have our second secret frequency files over on the Storyteller's Vault. So if you actually go to our website, darker-days.org, you should find some links to that pretty soon. And it's just a whole collection of Chronicles of Darkness, antagonists, kind of myths, all related to the real world. And it's awesome stuff.
And I'll go on next. Lauren.
Okay, hi. I'm Lauren Roy, and you can find me mouthing off on Twitter as @Falconess, FalConesse. I'm currently developing the Rich Bastard's Guide to Magic for Mage the Ascension 20th Anniversary and Scion the Wild Hunt.
Bob.
I'm Bob of UtilityMuffinLabs.com. Known for the home of 25 years of Vampire the Masquerade Review podcast. And you can find me and my cohort, Nathan, there, just about weekly cranking out reviews of what we all know and love. Currently on Vampire, and most definitely we'll be hitting all the books as we continue rolling on.
And definitely you have to bug Nathan and let him know what he missed.
Oh, I guarantee you he's seeing some of this, a positive. So.
Nice.
And Mare.
Nice leeway about getting books because my name is Meredith Gerber and I'm work at Drive Thru RPG, where you can get all of your books, the ones that are out anyway, digital and print on demand. And then you can find me on Twitter, on the internet at Meredith Gerber. I'm always over there talking and making jokes and having a good time. And then my website's meredithgerber.com if you want to check out my freelance stuff.
All right, and I think with that, we'll go ahead and get everyone geared up for the next one. I believe the next schedule on deck, is the Hunter the Vigil game that will be on here, actual play. So definitely give that a check out, because I believe it's the new second edition. That is also being developed. So yeah, Onyx Path they're bringing all the guns today. So
they do pretty well.
So thank you everyone for watching. Thank you again to all my players, to Mike, Lauren, to Bob, the mayor, for having a great time and letting me just act out my fun fantasies and whatnot for almost 3 hours. I appreciate it.
We appreciate you.
We appreciate you.
You all have a great day. Stay tuned, and we'll talk to you later. You have a good one, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Really quick, my name is Nick Francia, and I'm the stream producer for Gehenna Gaming. Oh my god, I forgot to plug Gehenna.
Sort of important.
Yeah. Gehenna Gaming, they are co-hosting the Onyx Path Com. Awesome. We have an awesome Discord group. We are based out of the New England and Northeast area. We go to a lot of conventions. We help run a lot of cons. We GM a lot of games, and we have an awesome online game community. Go ahead and check us out at twitch.tv/Gehenna Gaming or youtube.com/Gehenna Gaming or GehennaGaming.com. You can apply to become a GM. You can watch our stuff. You can become a patron, have games run by us. And you might be able to see my face every once in a while, and I'll run a crazy game for you too if they let me. Hopefully they do. All right, that's it. That's my plug. Love all you guys. Have a great one.
Same here. Nice meeting everybody. Bye-bye.
Nice meeting everyone.